Welcome to the Canonomics YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to concentrate on parts of Strand 1 in the Leaving Cert Economics specification. This is the unifying strand, and the idea behind this strand is it contains material that will pop up in many different parts of the course. We're going to look at what economics is, the difference between needs and wants, the concept of opportunity cost, what problems economics is trying to solve, positive and normative economic statements, and introduce you to the factors of production. So what is economics? Economics is the study of how we allocate scarce resources in the most effective way. These scarce resources are finite. That means they're limited. We use them to provide for our needs, which are food and water, clothing, and shelter, the three things we need as humans to survive. We also want to satisfy our wants, that is, the things we would like to consume but aren't necessary for our survival. Our phones, Netflix subscriptions, cappuccino in the morning. Our wants are infinite. We want them all, but due to scarcity of these resources, we have to make choices, and we face opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is what we have to do without when we make choices. For example, you have the choice of studying for an economics exam or going to the cinema with a friend. You decide to stay in and study. The opportunity cost is the laughs, the popcorn, and the chats you would have had if you went to the cinema. As we face choices, due to the scarcity of resources, the economic problem we face is to decide the following. What to produce? Do we produce buses, trains, bikes, cars, phones, clothes, shoes, and so on? How to produce? Do the government produce goods or services, or do we leave it up to the private sector? And for whom to produce? Do we sell only to those who can afford to pay the price, or do we look for more equality and provide goods and services at prices everyone can afford, or maybe even for free? Throughout the economic specification, we looked at how individuals, households, firms, and government make decisions using data, economic models, theories, and value judgments about what the best thing to do is. When looking at economics, we think about positive and normative economic statements. A positive statement is one that can be tested to see if it's true or not. They're based on economic models and theory that use factual data to explain how things work. A normative statement is one that's based on our own values or opinions. These can't be tested to be true or not. Positive economic statements tell us what is, and normative statements tell us, based on our own opinions, what should be. Look at the following statements. Pause the video for a second or two and see, can you tell which are positive and which are normative? Minimum unit pricing of alcohol leads to less alcohol consumption. Well, we can measure alcohol demand, and therefore we could see what happens to alcohol demand when minimum unit pricing is introduced. So that is a positive statement. Donald Trump is the most serious economic problem facing us today. I'm sure there are a lot of people that think that, but it is an opinion. Some people will think climate change or other things are bigger threats. So that is a normative statement. Lower income taxes increase demand in the economy. Well, the Central Statistics Office can measure aggregate demand in the economy, and therefore we could have a look and see what happened to aggregate demand if income taxes were lowered. So that's a positive statement. The minimum wage should be at least €15 an hour. That's an opinion. It's what somebody thinks. Therefore, that is a normative statement. There's no data to back that up. Going back to resources, we divide them into four groups with the four factors of production. Land, anything provided by nature that's used to produce goods and services, and its reward is rent. Labour, the human input into the production of goods and services. Its reward is wages. Capital, anything man-made used to produce goods and services, and its reward is interest. And finally, enterprise. Enterprise comes up with the idea of how to combine the other factors of production to produce a good or a service, and its reward is profit or possibly loss. So, using the example of the images below, or in the video, the entrepreneur, maybe they're a farmer looking to use some of their land to capture energy from the sun to produce and sell electricity. The farmland and the sun are examples of land provided by nature. They source steel to build frames and solar panels to put onto those frames. They're man-made. They're examples of capital. They employ workers to assemble the frames and the panels and maintain them. This is labour, the human input. Enterprise is the original idea the farmer has to produce electricity, and how land, labour, and capital are combined to make this happen. That's all for now. Please leave me a comment if there's anything in particular you'd like me to cover in future. Until next time.